Hello, my name is Mary Kidd, and today I'm going to talk about career development with a transpersonal perspective. First, I wanted to share with you my personal story of my trials and tribulations in working in the workforce and trying to establish a career path for myself. I graduated from New York University with a Bachelor of Arts degree in psychology. I really, really, really wanted to get into child advocacy. I felt like that was my calling, but I had sent an unsolicited resume to an agency called the Children's Aid Society. And they sent me back a really nice rejection letter stating that although they were uh, pleased that I sent my resume to them, they had a very low turnover rate and they didn't have any positions available to me. So I decided to do some temp work and I got involved with a headhunter who got me into a position in an advertising company. And I really enjoyed this. I worked at the company for 5 years. It was a lot of fun. I learned a lot. I felt like this might be my true calling. But in the end, the job compromised my integrity and didn't really fit in with my value system. So I left that company and I left that field of work and decided I was going to pursue a job in web design because this was 1999 during the internet boom. So I thought, perfect, this is what I'm going to do. Well, after I had a few web design jobs, I realized that I didn't really like working behind a computer and I really needed a little bit more people interaction. So once again, I left that career path and I wasn't really sure what I was doing at that point. I had a bunch of what I call filler jobs, which were really just jobs that wouldn't lead to a career path and were more just a means to an end. I worked in education, I worked as an SAT math tutor, I worked at a retail store, I worked at a bookstore, which I really, really enjoyed. I think I liked this because the schedule was different every day. I got to interact with a lot of different types of people. And then I ended up, after I worked there for a while, almost a couple of years, I got a job in the mental health field. And this I absolutely loved. I loved helping that population. And because of my struggles with anxiety and depression, I felt like it was a good fit for me. But I didn't pursue the mental health track simply because at that time I was still struggling with my own depression and anxiety. And I wasn't really in the right place to help others in the mental health field. But I really knew that I wanted to go to graduate school. And I thought I might try sports psychology because I was playing a lot of ice hockey at the time and it seemed like it might be a good fit for me. So I applied to graduate school at JFK University to get a master's in sports psychology. And I got into the program, which I was thrilled about. But I was still unsure about the sports psychology thing. I ended up talking to a sports psychologist and she gave me some good feedback. She told me that although she really enjoyed it, the field was so specialized that it was very hard to get clients. So I decided, no, I shouldn't go that route. Still wasn't unsure what to do. I went through a period of depression and I was unemployed. It was a really hard time for me because, in this society, everybody asks you, what do you do? They want to know what your job is. They want to know where you work. They don't really care about your hobbies and what your interests are. And, so self worth is really attached to your employment. So this was a hard time for me, but I really knew that I wanted to go to graduate school. And I kept on thinking back to the mental health jobs that I had. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to apply for graduate school to get a degree in counseling psychology so I can get my LPC. And so I applied, got in, and it ended up being a very, very awesome experience. I'm still in the program, have a couple more years to go. Um, but what I really enjoy about it is the transpersonal aspect of it. And that's what I wanted to talk about next is the transpersonal aspect of career development. Well, when you're trying to figure out what exactly feeds your soul and what you should do as a career, or what career path you should go down, It's good to take some time out for yourself, sit in silence, maybe meditate, just see what comes up. Do some brainstorming, maybe write a list of pros and cons, um, write down some of your limiting beliefs that are preventing you from your career path. Um, think about the jobs you've had in the past and what you liked about them, what you didn't like about them. I learned through my experience that I did not like working in a cubicle or doing a 9 to 5 job. I did some work in an after school program working with kids, and I really enjoyed this because not only was I getting to work with kids, but it also fit my schedule as far as when I like to work. I realized that I prefer working afternoons and evenings more than I like working in the mornings. I'm not a morning person. I don't like to just get up and go to work. I like to get up and start my day, drink some coffee, work out, meditate, just get adjusted before I go into work. So that's what works for me, and that's what I learned through my trial and error with all the jobs that I had. And getting back to the soul searching, aside from meditating, you can do some visualizations. Think about, when you meditate, think about what your career path might look like to you and what you might enjoy. Um, and if it doesn't help to just sit there in silence, go for a walk. Go to your favorite park and take a walk and see what comes up. Or if you like to go to the beach, go to the beach. One thing that I like to do that really connects me to my source or my higher power is just lying in the water, on my back, closing my eyes, feeling the sun beating on my face, feeling the warmth of the sun. My eyes are closed, so I just see red is all I see because of the sun on my eyes. And I just really relax. Like I said, I really connect to my source. I get very calm. And, when you do things like that, maybe sometimes your true calling for you will come up. Um, really, really, you have to work on your own personal growth and figuring out what obstacles are preventing you from getting the job or following the career path that you like. It takes a lot of self confidence. Um, it might be a good idea to get a career counselor that can help you work through your limiting beliefs that you might have that prevent you from following your true path. Um, and your career counselor can help you build up your self confidence. Might maybe be able to help you with a resume. Maybe you don't think your resume is adequate, and the career counselor can take a look at your skills that you have and work them into a presentable resume. And working on your self confidence, get rid of that self doubt, getting rid of that low self esteem, self esteem can really help. Um, and if you aren't able to secure a job in your field or where you think you want to go, you can always try some volunteer work. If you volunteer somewhere where you really like, maybe you do really well at the job, and they decide to hire you on full time and you get in a paid position. And even if this isn't your career path, it's still something else that you can put on your resume. Um, but really, when it comes to the transpersonal aspect of career development, you really have to just sit in silence, sit with yourself, think about what are the things that you like to do, even if you don't think it'll lead to a career path. Maybe you like coffee. Maybe working at Starbucks might be a job you want. You never really know. And one other key aspect that is good to have is to have patience. Patience, patience, patience. It takes time to figure out what your true calling is. Well, some people might be able to figure it out right away, right after college, and that's great, but most of us, it takes time. So those are just some of the things that have worked for me. And like I said, getting a career counselor is very helpful if you don't think you can do it on your own. Talking to people, like I talked to that sports psychologist, talk to people that you may think you want, what career path you think you might want. They can give you some ideas. Network. make it publicly known that you are looking for a job, looking for a career path. Um, you might decide, like me, to go back to school. Maybe that will help you. And there's plenty of financial resources out there if you're worried about not being able to finance your schooling. Um, but really, when it comes right down to it, unless you are feeding your soul and living your true and authentic um, life that you want, you're not going to be happy no matter what jobs you might have. So good luck to you, and like I said, just sit with yourself and see what comes up. Thank you. Once again, my name is Mary Kidd. Thanks for listening.